What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, season 13 reunion part 2. Listen, there was nothing here. It just wasn't. This ain't gonna take long. Let's talk about it. Latoya is out on the stage. We left off with Latoya coming out hot last week. She was really upset. Come to find out that what we saw is only a fraction of what went down. That Toya cussed. I mean, she went off, and they had to edit a lot of it out because of the language that she was using and the things that she was saying. But we pick up with her and her shade towards Drew, which nobody seems to understand why she was coming for Drew the way she was coming for Drew. They said that they had a couple of good moments where they actually sort of bonded a little bit and things were all right with them. But overall, you know, we had the whole wig situation with Toya and the wig, and Kenya was like, I don't even know how I got in it. You was posting pictures of me and my hair, which I remember that. She said, but I didn't have nothing to do with it. You know, Drew, I really was trying to like you, Drew, but you just doing the most. And then even in this reunion, it just sounded like everything you said was just a lie. You just was lying. Like, you tried to explain why Kenya had, she said, I ain't had nothing to do with that wig situation. That's between you and Toya. Then it was a couple of things that happened with Drew. We're going to get to them, though. Then we had Latoya and Kenya. And Kenya was like, listen, she knows why. You know, she sort of betrayed me. She says she did some things I didn't like. Latoya is still acting oblivious, like she was a good friend to her and she didn't do nothing to her. But, child, we all saw what Toya did. Kenya said at that dinner she just felt like Toya didn't have her back. Now, one thing Toya said, she was like, listen, I just felt like that wasn't my business. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to defend you. AKA, I thought that you was wrong, and rather than join in with the other ladies and tell you that you was wrong, I just chose to stay silent. That's how I took that. It was, you my friend, and I think that you're wrong, so I'm not going to join in on the gang up, but I can't defend it either, because I think you're wrong. That's how I took it. Anyway, then we have Marlo and Shamia come out. Baby, Marlo was naked. Listen. And Marlo said, listen, I did not have lipo before we went to New Orleans, but I did have lipo when we got back. So, did I have lipo? Yes. Is your timeline off? Yes. Shamia, I don't know what is wrong with you, Shamia. The minute Marlo came out there and was showing off her nakedness, you was like, fresh off the opera room table, fresh off the operating room table, that is a fresh lipo. Girl, you looked really desperate and sad because Marlo really wasn't saying nothing or coming for you, and you really didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't even know why you was out there, because you really ain't had nothing to contribute to none of the conversation, honestly. Anyway, at least Marlo and Toya made moments for themselves. Shamia, I don't even know why she was there, child. Then they had to have the conversation about the trip and Kenya bringing her child, and you know, it still sounded like and Kenya was like, Candy, if you really wanted your child to be there, you could have made arrangements for your child to be there. She was like, you know, I mean, you my girl and all, but I mean, you arranged for a whole dick in the box to get to South Carolina. If you wanted your child there, you could have had your child there. That's actually a valid point. However, I think, again, it comes down to your communication with them as far as what you were doing and you bringing Brooklyn. It sounds like, which is what something I heard earlier in the season, is that prior to last year, because we know that Portia and Kenya took their children to Greece, but prior to last year, the rule was that they don't bring kids on trips or cash trips. And so I guess that it just wasn't clear about whether the kids were going to be there or not. And Candy said the other problem was, it seemed like you were using Candy as an excuse. I mean, you were using Brooklyn as an excuse when it was something you didn't want to deal with us as far as it was concerned. Kenya finally admitted that she was just being selfish when she ordered that damn crab cake. She still wanted to try to make an excuse talking about something. But, see, it's no but. Just say I was selfish. I was hungry and I wasn't thinking about y'all hoes. That's all you got to say. Like, you don't have to, there's no but to that. You were selfish and you wasn't thinking about them. End, stop, period. End of the, boom, we're done. That's it. Conversation over. There's no but to that. You just know. Kenya and Toya and the whole flirtation situation. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like it was a storyline the whole season. It irritated me the whole season. I don't think it was anything real, at least not on Kenya's part, as it relates to Toya. Now I think Toya might, she would have, but I don't think it was anything real on the part of Kenya at all. But we talked about that. It is what it is, child. They said that ain't nothing happened. They ain't never bumped uglies. Nothing went down. And that's just what it was. Drew and Kenya got into it again as it relates to something with the damn party. Somehow or another, Kenya threw a low blow about Drew having body issues and telling her to bring her Spanx. And Drew went on to talk about how she's got endometriosis and it flares up and that is a medical condition, and basically trying to shame Kenya for bringing it up, to shame her over it, I guess. Cynthia and the wedding. Listen, Cynthia said she did it. She ain't sorry. She ain't apologizing, and ain't nobody get sick to her knowledge. I'm glad she added to her knowledge, because you don't really know. You know that ain't nobody died and blame you for it, but you don't really know that ain't nobody get sick. Anyway, moving on. Because somebody could have picked something up at your situation and spread it, and they might have been a carrier. Whatever, I'm not going to go down that road again. We've talked about it. They asked the rest of the ladies, well, how many of y'all would have still gone on would have had your wedding under those circumstances? And the only person that spoke up was Candy, who said, listen, I ain't going to lie. If I had locked in on a date, I probably would have kept my date, because I would have felt like that's the date that I chose and it was my date. But let me say this about that whole situation. Candy, the only one that had enough nerve to say it. Now, the rest of y'all was acting like y'all wouldn't have had y'all wedding, but y'all all went. You wasn't too upset because all of y'all went to that damn wedding. So don't sit here and get on your high horse now like Cynthia was so horrible. Y'all ass went to the wedding. Hell, Kenya, you was in the wedding and was flaunting it to everybody that you was even in the wedding. So, girl, miss me with that. One of Mike's daughters did not come, which I didn't realize that she didn't come. They said at the last minute she decided not to come. Kenya said she still doesn't know why. Yes, she feels like Mike was disappointed, but she's really not sure why. I feel like if it was because of COVID, that would have been the easy answer. So it seems to me like it was deeper than that, because it seemed like that would have been the easy answer. Mike does have a new job working in working in Atlanta. So when the world opens back up, he will be, basically his base will be in Atlanta. So he's definitely going to be moving to Atlanta. They haven't found a new home yet, though. I guess they still looking, child. They wait for the check to clear. Anyway, and Cynthia said that things between her and her dad are still bad. And actually got worse, because she said it seems like whenever she brings her father's name up on the show, the past comes up, and of course it becomes an issue, and so she's agreed to just not discuss her dad on the show anymore. We revisit the life and love that is his Portia and Candy. We know about the current issues that Portia and Candy seem to be having as it relates to the whole Black Lives Matter situation, but as of the taping of this, they were still cool, following each other on social media. Listen, a lot of people are like, well, how can she forgive Portia, but she still ain't ready to forgive Phaedra? Listen, I can't tell that woman how mad to get about somebody that did her wrong. I can't tell. The reality of the situation is Portia kept trying. Portia kept apologizing, and Portia kept trying. I mean, a lot of it was because Portia was still on the show. But I can't tell that, I can't tell that woman how mad to get at somebody that did her wrong. She's ready to forgive Portia. She ain't ready to forgive Phaedra. I don't know. But it does definitely seem like they are in a pretty good place. Whatever. All right. Now, before we get to this last part, because there's really not a whole lot more here. Before we get to this last part, we did catch Drew in a couple of, lies and lie by omission. The first one was, she said that she never kissed Toya. Child, Candy and Portia said that it happened. Then Drew was like, what, huh? What? What happened, huh? What? Girl, you kissed her. It is what it is. You kissed her. Whole lot of stuff went down at the dungeon party. Okay? You kissed her. So what? We don't care. The second one was, oh shoot, now I'm gonna forget what the second one was. The second one was, oh shoot, maybe I remember if I keep talking. Damn, what was it? Oh, about about Drew telling everybody about the private jet situation, even though Kenya asked her not to tell, and she was like, "Well, I didn't tell Kenya's secret. I just held her accountable." No, you told her secret. Listen, she asked you, they showed the text. She asked you not to say anything because she wanted to tell the ladies herself. You took it upon yourself to drop that little tidbit because you wanted to put Kenya out there. You wanted Kenya to have to be held accountable for it, and you put that little tidbit out there. Don't try to double back now and act like it was such an innocent thing and you were so innocent and you wasn't trying to cause no problems. Yes, you were. You absolutely were. You absolutely were trying to cause problems and trying to cause some sort of strife amongst the girls. Okay, so yeah, but they said that it was an outright lie that you did kiss Toya and it ain't a big deal. Now, she said, I've kissed a girl before, so it's not a big deal. Well, then go on and admit you kissed Toya. The one thing, you know, I mean, I don't believe Candy lying. I don't believe Candy lying, but anyway. Okay. So then, last but not least, we're talking about the dungeon party. Marlo, you know, I mean, you know, they went through all of that. We learned nothing new about the whole dungeon situation. But Marlo seemed to take this as the time for her to have her moment. She is having her moment. And she is wanting to know why Portia ain't speaking to her, why Portia not mad at her. She said everything was fine until we left, you know, South Carolina. And Portia was like, girl, what you talking about? We had a whole, you know, like we were at the pumpkin patch. We had a good time. Like, what are you talking about? She was like, but you didn't even call me. I texted you. You didn't text me back. Portia was like, we was good. We didn't have no problems. We were fine. Now, I don't know whether Portia really had an issue with Marlo or not, but baby, Marlo went all the way left. Marlo said, well, you know, you and Candy seem to have gotten closer after the dungeon party. And even went on to say, I mean, it's almost like Kenya had something, I mean, that Candy had something on you or something, like, you know, you just was all up her butt, like, oh, almost like she had something on you. And I was like, okay, Marlo, you creating a moment now, because of course now Marlo was trying to insinuate that Portia got cool with Candy because Candy knew her secret about sleeping with Bolo. Hello. Candy was like, girl, what you talking about? She was like, I don't feel like we got any closer after South Carolina than we were before South Carolina. Like, I don't really see what the issue was. And in true Candy fashion, of course, sales of bedroom candy went up after the party. Listen, I know a whole lot of people was buying them panties, honey. I'd already seen the panties in the catalog though. Anyway, and that's sort of where the episode ended. So listen, like I said, you know, I guess next week we're gonna get into something deep. I don't know, but I mean, we know the episode ain't give us the season didn't give us a whole lot. So the reunion ain't gonna give us no whole lot, but it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We'll talk about it later. Peace.